Hi, I'm Julie from Drawp for School. You've clicked here because you want to know how to create effective lessons using sentence frames using our website. This short webinar will show you just that. I will navigate our website to create a lesson plan using our marketplace resources with a focus on the expanding level of English proficiency for English learners. Too often, many of these youngsters reach high school without achieving full English proficiency. We know these students as long-term English learners, but we also know from research that if we focus our energies on building academic language in the elementary grades, we can change their outcomes. English learners can be successful learners. We also know from research that students learn by interacting with others. Drawp for School does not replace this interaction in the classroom. Lessons must have modeling and guided practice with plenty of opportunities for interaction and discussion. This interaction, prior to independent task, is especially important for English learners. Drawp for School encourages and promotes the application of critical thinking and reading skills, as well as speaking and listening. Teachers can differentiate tasks by language proficiency level as well as skill level, so learning is adjusted to meet the needs of the student. The Drawp platform allows for all of this in a fun, creative way for students. So let's begin. Our sample lesson plan for the expanding level of English learners uses a tool for scaffolding instruction for English learners from the Los Angeles County Office of Education, referred to as LACOE on our website. The sample lesson will focus on the content area of language arts, specifically main idea and supporting details. The first step in creating your lesson is the identification of your content objective. This may be based on your state standards. The content objective is your context, so not only the classroom text, but any other primary or supplemental source. All these require an examination of the language demands of the text. Dr. Jeff Swires of Stanford University explains how, by correctly identifying the language demands, this leads to targeted language objectives. Ask yourself, will the student or English learner struggle at the phrase level, sentence level, or word level? After the analysis of text, focus on that level and the level of English proficiency of the student to develop your lesson. In the Drawp Marketplace, let me show you. We'll go to live screen. You can go to drawpforschool.com and click on the Resource Marketplace tab. And here we can look for the lesson plan main idea. If you tap on the thumbnail, you can see all the details about the lesson plan, and you can click on preview to see the resources in the lesson plan. This is our sample lesson plan to be used with our frames. After conducting the analysis, the language objective was written for this lesson. Students will be able to interpret text to complete the sentence frames. There may be more language objectives based on the density of the text. It could be a simple text, but the words may be very abstract. Therefore, the language objective would focus on vocabulary development. So far, we have these steps completed in our lesson plan. Language objective. Students will be able to interpret text to complete the sentence frames. Let's identify all the materials needed: the Drawp app, classroom text, and other supplemental text. And here are the activities and strategies planned for the lesson. First, the teacher prepares a question-answer relationship, or QAR, with text before the students read. Here are some examples of right-there questions. How long is a giraffe's neck? How much does a neck weigh? What else is 6 feet long? And this is a think and search question. Why are giraffes strange? Or an author and me question. What questions do you have about giraffes? This is an own your own question. What do you think about going on a safari to see giraffes? These questions and answers provide the details that supports the main idea. Next, the teacher introduces a topic with a picture or a video to generate and build interest. This is an important step to prime the brain for new learning, to introduce vocabulary, and to challenge critical thinking. Then, as guided practice, the QAR questions are distributed, read, and discussed. These are advanced to the student to prepare them for the reading so they can think and respond while they are reading. After the reading is completed, the students will discuss their responses to the QAR questions orally with a partner. To provide more focus, they will use sentence frames pre-selected or created by the teacher as a language support. And these sentence frames are modeled by the teacher and can be differentiated by language proficiency level by locating them in the Drawp app. These same frames will appear in the Drawp assignment as independent written work. After the reading, the teacher will, with the entire class, will guide and develop a main idea statement. This is posted on chart paper. Later, sentence frames generated by the students during independent work will be added, which provide supporting details. Let's locate our next lesson plan. This is Level 3, Analyzing Expanding English Sentence Frames. I'll just cut and paste that into our search field. And here you have the lesson plan. You can click here to save to my library, but let's look at the actual lesson plan. Same as the other, here are some of the details of the actual lesson plan. It's the tags, it's published to public. We can click on a preview. You can see the objectives, materials, activity, and teachers can add comments as well. If we want to see a preview, we click on the preview screen and we can see the resources that are in this lesson plan. These are the actual sentence frames. We can see that there are 6 canvases or resources attached to this lesson plan here. And if we want to add it to assignment, we click on this Add to Assignment button, and that gives the pop-up here below. We can either create a new assignment, and all you have to do there is select a class. We would use our English class. Give the assignment a title and a description, and then save and exit. And then if you'd like to select an existing assignment, you just select the class and then select the assignment and then click on select. And your canvases show up in the bottom of the screen. You can save and exit. In this example, 3 have been selected and completed using the template to reflect the content of giraffes. Compared to all animals, a giraffe is the tallest land animal up to 18 feet tall. However, the baby giraffe is born 6 feet tall. The male giraffe and female giraffe are alike because both have hair-covered horns. But you could also, these frames can be added to your library, but you may also create new frames to differentiate the content and level of proficiency. For example, they are different because the male giraffe play fights and the female giraffe doesn't. Make sure you add these to your library and assignments. The student assignment will be a Drawp tool activity which allows the creation of a drawing of a location where giraffes are found, for example, the zoo or a reserve, as well as a giraffe drawing. The teacher will assign sentence frames to complete using the text. Independently, students will read their written sentences orally and record with their voice stickers. And lastly, the student is able to not only share the assignment with the teacher, but with family and friends. Let me show you how that works in the actual app. So here we are in a student account in the Drawp for School app, and the student can actually draw on the screen. The student can add different textures. But the most important thing for our English language learners, the student can add a voice sticker. This is a giraffe on a reserve. Those voice stickers can be played back when they're shared with a teacher or at any time. And let me show you how to share that with the teacher. You just tap the green share button and then you swipe to share it with the teacher. You can add a note about the drawing as well. Students can even share it with their family simply by swiping to the family button. They can share it with other members of the class or save it to the iPad, and they can drop it into Dropbox or Google Drive if the teacher has the account set up that way. The student can also look in their folder to see the sentence frames. And in the sentence frames, the students can add text by typing in the information. Or in our case, let's do a voice sticker, and a student could record their sentence in a voice sticker. That gives you a little bit better idea of how the actual app works. And those sentence frames can also be shared with the teacher or just saved to the iPad. Now it's time to wrap up your lesson plan steps by addressing evaluation. Review the student assignments to determine if the words chosen in the sentence frames were correct and appropriate to the context. Check the voice recording and note if there are future lessons to be addressed. As a culmination activity, have the students share their sentence frames and add them to the chart paper. Provide an opportunity for self-correction, review and reteach with those students that need additional practice. As a teacher, reflect on your lesson overall. Did the activities target reviewing main idea and supporting ideas for the entire class? Were they able to interpret the reading? Can you proceed with other texts? I hope you found the sample lesson plan video helpful. If you have questions, feel free to email LACOE or Drawp at school@moondropapps.com. Thanks so much.